Hello Year 10, welcome to this lesson. Today what we're going to do is laws of logarithms. Now within this logarithm laws there are 6 different types of laws in which you would need to know, and I'm going to show you the ways in which I interpret and remember them. So the first log law, let's say we have log base a x plus log base a y. You need to make sure your bases are the same. If they are the same, then we can combine these two logs together and you multiply the insides. So log base a remains the same, but this time we have x times y. So we have x, y. Okay, that's the first one. What I like to remember is that plus and times are pretty similar. Okay, so the plus kind of like gets converted if you shift it into a times. Okay, so if you tilt your head, it looks like a letter, a simple times. That's why we times x times y. Next one, if we have log base a x, so this is the first law, this is the second law. If we have log base a x minus log base a y, yeah, we will have the same log base a because all your bases need to be the same. However, if you guys are subtracting, what goes first is on top. This kind of looks like a fraction and y. So it becomes log base a x over y. It becomes a division. Alright, next one. Rule number 3. If we have log base a x to the power of n, okay, I kind of see this as like a sun. So the sun is rising, but the sun can set over the log. So you bring that n down. So the n goes at the front. This here is like your log. Okay, so the sunset over the log remains the same. So we have log a x, and that's your third rule. Rule number 4, we have log base a 1. How I kind of remember this, so that's equal to 0. That's what you need to know. How I remember this is, if you are one person by yourself, you have no one else in your life, that's how you remember log base a 1 is 0. Next one, rule number 5. Let's say you have log base a. See how these two are the same? They're like kind of twins in a way. Twins come from one mum. So log base AA is number 1. Number 6, let's say if we have log base A 1 over x. It's not really a rule, it's just basically combining the different rules. First of all, we know 1 over x is the same as writing x to the power of minus 1. Now just remember, anytime you see a power, it is like a sun. And the sun, from number 3, rule number 3, it sets back down. It becomes minus 1 times log a x. But minus 1 is technically invisible, so it will be a minus log a x. And there are your 6 rules. So let's apply each one of these rules into 3 different types of examples. So question number 1, simplify. The first example we have here is log a4 plus log a5. Check that they are both the same bases, which they are. We should end up, so make sure you write your answer underneath. Log base a, I want to see working out. It becomes 4. Same as, look at the plus sign. If you tilt your head, it looks like a times. 4 times 5, which is 20. So make sure you go again to the next line, log A 20. And that should be how you set your working out. Okay, example number 2, looking at the same thing, we have log A, base A 22, log base A 11, same bases. We're going to rewrite our next line, log base A. Because we have a negative, that's kind of symbolizing a divide. 22 is first, over 11. 22 divided by 11 is 2. Cool? Alright, example number 3. What we have here, we want to simplify. Now, because the sun is already setting, when the sun sets, the sun can also rise. Yeah? So when the sun rises, it becomes log base A 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 3, we know that is number 8. So the next line, write log base A 8. And that is your answer for example 3. There will be questions for you guys to do, and have a look at the next example very soon.